Hey, what's up guys? Arwoht here, and today we are going over the Mage runes in Season of Discovery. First one we have on the list is Burnout. Increases your spell critical strike chance with all spells by 15%, but your non-periodic spell critical strikes now have an additional mana cost of 1% of your base mana. Burnout sounds like a Fire Mage spell or Fire Mage rune, but it can be used on any specialization. However, probably for other specializations, there are some better options for the chest slot. Next one we have is Fingers of Frost. Gives your chill effect a 15% chance to grant you the Finger of Frost effect, which treats your next two spell casts as if the targets were frozen. Lasts 15 seconds. So, as you can see, Finger of Frost is already, in my opinion, better option for Frost mages. Next one is Regeneration. Heals the target for a certain amount over 3 seconds and applies Temporal Beacon for 30 seconds. And what Temporal Beacon does is records the subject's space-time position. 100% of all arcane damage done by the caster will be converted to chronomatic healing and divided among the caster's current Temporal Beacon targets. So Arcane Mage is kind of getting a healing spells, so it will be kind of a healer, hot healer, but we will see how it will actually play it out, because this is first you have to channel it for 3 seconds and then you start dishing out damage and that heal the target that has Temporal Beacon on. It's really interesting spell. It costs nice amount of mana, but we will see. It sounds like an interesting option. I did not expect to see mage healers, to be honest. I'm not even sure that I like that mages can be healers, but we will see. Maybe it will be super fun. Enlightenment. You deal 10% more damage while you have more than 70% mana. While below 30% mana, 10% of your mana regeneration continue while cast. Next one, Icy Veins. Hastens your spell casting, increasing spell casting speed by 20% and reduces the pushback suffered from damaging attacks while casting by 100%. Lasts 20 seconds. Icy Veins is just your typical damage, I win button. Increasing spellcasting speed by 20% is like a mini bloodlust just for yourself. So it's a great damage increase. With, of course, a bonus of pushback reduction, so it will be useful in PvP as well. Arcane Surge. Unleash all of your remaining mana in a surge of energy focused at the target, dealing certain amount of arcane damage, increased by up to 300% based on your mana remaining. Afterward, your normal mana regeneration is activated and increased by 300% for 8 seconds. So similarly to Icy Veins, this is a damaging ability for arcane mages. However, again, it can be used on other specializations as well, but it feels like that this may be used primarily by arcane mages, maybe by fire mages as well. Then we have another healing spell, Mass Regeneration. Heals all of the target's player's party members within 15 yards of the target for a certain amount over 3 seconds, and again applies Temporal Beacon to each target for 15 seconds. And Temporal Beacon, again from the Mass Regeneration, does the same thing. Pretty much the targets are healed for 100% of the damage done by the mage. So you get one single target heal and you also get AoE, Mass Regeneration. Again, we will see how will this play out. It sounds like really strong and fun ability to use. It's just that it's a bit weird that mages can be healers. It's something that everyone is pretty both excited about but also surprised. So we will see how it will play out. Living Flame. Summons a spellfire flame that moves towards the target, leaving a trail of spellfire. This trail deals certain amount of spellfire damage every second to nearby enemies. Lasts 20 seconds. So this is just another AoE ability that will help mages with AoE. It's not like mages needed any kind of additional AoE abilities, but I guess this is just a nice bonus. Then Rewind Time. Your current target with your Temporal Beacon instantly heals all damage taken over the last 5 seconds. Ineffective on targets that did not have a Temporal Beacon 5 seconds ago. Again, a really interesting heal ability. It seems like it's It may be situational. So, you apply temporal beacon once you expect some huge burst on a tank, let's say, or maybe some huge burst on any raid member or party member. You apply temporal beacon to them, you start dishing out damage, and then you just do rewind time to heal them instantly once they take damage. I see this like a really strong spell, pretty much healing everyone in a party from any amount of health to like full health, depending on how you use it. I feel like this will really separate good healing mages against the bad ones. Then a living bomb. The target becomes a living bomb, taking certain amount of fire damage over 12 seconds. After 12 seconds, or when the spell is dispelled, the target explodes, dealing additional fire damage to all enemies within 10 yards. So again, this is a really good ability. It's a dot, it's also AoE, and it also helps with your burst. So you get all of the best worlds in this one single ability. So I see mages, fire mages, picking living bomb in pretty much all of the scenarios, in my opinion. Then we have Arcane Blast. Arcane mages are also getting some damaging abilities, not only healing abilities for all those arcane mages that actually wants to do damage. However, this will also synergize with the healing spells, because for the healing mage, you also have to deal damage in order to heal. Blast the target with energy, dealing certain amount of arcane damage. Each time you cast Arcane Blast, the damage and healing of all other arcane spells is increased by 15%, and mana cost of Arcane Blast is increased by 175%. Effect stacks up to 4 times and lasts 6 seconds or until any other arcane damage or healing spell is cast. And the bread and butter for the Frost mages, you get Ice Lance, deals certain amount of frost damage to an enemy target and causes triple damage against frozen targets. So mages will be able to kind of spam this instant ability while running, so it will be really good in PvP. It's also really good in PvE, especially if you combine it with one of the um, first runes we saw, which is Fingers of Frost, that gives your chill effects a 15% chance to grant you the Finger of Frost effects, which treats your next two spellcasts if the targets were frozen. So you combine Fingers of Frost with Icy Veins, and then you get, with Ice Lance, and then you get a whole lot of damage. That's also instant damage, not really something that you have to cast. And that would be all for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.